Hey. Oh, quite the hairdo. I'm gonna wait a moment. My name is Jarrett Earl Casey. Today is the 4th of July, Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. 2021. It's 5:39 p.m. I'm at my parents' house in Ogden, Utah. I'm here in my room, and I felt moved today to do this video journal and um, yeah, just speak about a few things that have been going on in my life. I had this weekend off, of course. I didn't use or anything. Um, Something that's kind of happened for a few weekends where I just used over the course of the weekend and denied myself sleep, and then I kind of crash during the week and eat terrible foods, and I've kind of created this cycle. Um, Made it up. uh, I finished reading the course. Well, at least the main text. So I've now read the text and the manual for teachers, which I started reading again. But I haven't made my way through the workbook. So I thought that that's got to be a new focus for me. So I ordered Ken Wapnick's Journey Through the Workbook for lessons 1 through 60. And I'm going to go through that over the next couple months. I hear that he's a really good resource to kind of stay true to the intent of the text of the course, and not to let the mind go off into these different interpretations of things or to make meanings of things that weren't intended to be there. I found in my thought process that I am prone to do. I keep thinking up all these different interpretations in my head, and I teach them to the voices in my head. And some of them are pretty right on. Sometimes I get things right on, I feel, but other times it's just the ego talking again. But I'm very happy to have finished the course, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have had it come into my life. Next time I go through it, I'll have to do so with a highlighter. So anyways, um, I what else? I tried ordering meth online because in a moment of weakness. I have no idea what happened or what's going to happen. I definitely lost money to it. Sending Bitcoin was a stupid thing to do. I feel hopeless most of the time. I feel weak and selfish. It's difficult. my apartment fell through. I wasn't approved for the low-income housing. So I applied for another apartment. It's $1,100 a month. There's no washer and dryer. Um, so we'll see what that leads to. I'll still get a discount, so it'll be about $950, which is good. I wish it were just $950 and then a discount. That would be even better. That would be even better. But anyways, I got a promotion at work, but it's not very much more money. In some ways, it's even kind of a little bit less. But it might be a little bit easier. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Sorry, I'm like overexposed here. There we go. Yeah, I finished the course. It's had me thinking. I've been thinking a lot about suicide lately too. I thought I could maybe order heroin on the internet through the dark web and just overdose. I hear it's a peaceful way to go. But I don't want to do that. Today's lesson talked about something like this. It was lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. And it's this idea that when we worry ourselves about things, we come up with all these terrible scenarios in our head of things that we're afraid of, that those thoughts are attacks upon ourselves. And I thought that this suicide thought that keeps coming to me is an attack on myself, and it's an attack on my invulnerability. And I don't want to believe in attacking. When I choose attack, even if it's on myself, I'm choosing against my own invulnerability. And I'm choosing to believe in the ego. And so I don't want to make that choice anymore. So this is helping me recognize when I'm doing that and give me pause to think about it. Because that's not a choice I want to make anymore. I have all these things that I'm afraid that will happen. I'm afraid that I'll kill myself. I'm afraid that um, that I will never get better. I'm afraid that I'll be homeless or alone. I'm afraid to lose my family. And I'm afraid I don't know, all these things. And those are all attacks upon myself. I used to think of the word attacks. It's plural for attack, ATTACKS. But sometimes when I say it, it sounds like attacks. A space TAX. And that we have this tax on ourselves that we believe in. And so we pay it. We tax ourselves, or we attack ourselves. And it made me think of this alternate world origin, some people have called it, although it's not an origin at all, that I used to think of in my head. It was obsessed with money and taxes and loans, payment, and success in the world. And I still found love there, in that place. But there is a lot of really weird ways of looking at things. And words were now weapons, and they could be used against people. And sometimes they meant more than one thing. So you'd say it, and it would mean one thing, and that would make sense. And you could argue that that's what you were saying, and everyone would believe you. But there was this other extra thing that you were also saying. And sometimes people knew what you were saying, and sometimes they didn't. But you liked that. You didn't want people to know what you were saying, the extra bit. But the people that knew what you were saying were kind of a club, and they would use those words against you. Not you, against someone else. And they would get people used to saying certain things just so that they could somehow get something out of them. I hated that. I used a week ago, and this guy in my head, the one who I believe loves me and who I love, but who's very different than I am. We believe differently. And he's much more successful than I am in his life. But sometimes I think we confuse that with being right. And I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not trying to make him wrong. But he kept saying, I'm very well endowed. And this was while I was having a sexual fantasy. And he had me hook, line, and sinker. I thought he was just talking about the size of his penis. And it wasn't until later that I remembered that he's one of those people that says different things by saying one thing. And I've done that before too. But that he has an endowment, that he's been endowed. Um, and it's more of a spiritual statement. But also, somewhere in between was a statement about his success, or how many resources he has available to him. So it kind of meant all three. There's another thing he says. We have a lot to think about. And that one means a couple different things too. You ever heard the saying, we were a glum lot? It's from the 12-step program of Alcoholics Anonymous. It talks about a glum lot. But a lot can be a group of people. And so sometimes he says, there's just much to think about. There's so much to think about. But other times he's saying that he has his group of people that they call a lot. There are a lot of people to think about. He has to keep their interests in mind. And sometimes you just take things at face value, but other times you think, do they also mean this other thing? And I wish people sometimes would use their ability to say several things at once to, for a higher purpose, or bring all of those things that they're saying. Hi, go ahead, you can open my door. Mom? Anyways, I guess it's time to eat. I wish they'd speak more clearly and more plainly. Direct and honest, clear, and loving communication. Be really helpful. It's something I strive for in my life. I'm hoping that I can be that voice. So, wish me luck. Thank you. I love you.